Good morning, Patriot family. Hey, everybody.
Welcome to Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. We're so grateful for our expanded viewership through Talk Red. Thank you, guys. If you're not familiar with our platform, we are largely unfiltered, uncensored, unmuted, and live.
Yes.
So we do all the things live here, talking about mostly current events and, as two moms, how it relates to you at your kitchen table, right, Allie?
Table. We talk about how to dispel
She
propaganda.
just lowered a minute.
I did have to because
She dropped it down.
It didn't look right. Drop it, little girl. Drop it. Okay. Wrong show. But you gotta get the morning started somehow. I'm just saying.
Leg day. Oh, we can't redo it.
No, we can't.
This is what you're tuned in for Open Mic. That mic stays open and hot as we cover all of the current events. Yes, ma'am.
Well, and what's the reason why we started, Michelle?
Well,
we've been doing this for about maybe a year, maybe longer than
a year and a half.
years.
A year and a half prior to the election, about 6 months prior to the election. So Allie and I have a nice background with each other in that we've both run for office in the past, largely outcast. Obviously, Democrats don't care for us.
Because we call both strikes on both sides.
But the local Republican Party has even ostracized us as well. So when people ask you to go muted, if you're a Latina woman,
you just turn the volume up, sir.
And we're thankful for the platform here, streaming to a wider audience through the wonderful Talk Red. So you need to follow us if you're not already, at Real Allie Leger, at Michelle Posey, and at Open Mic Ladies on all platforms. All right, Allie, let's go ahead and open that mic.
Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing, and America's gonna be home.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, he gon' ride with us. Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor of Maggie,ville, the RNC king. 2024, freedom gon' ring. This the red, white, and blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. And keep your red hat on.
I'm gonna need Bruce Buffer. We're gonna need to take that clip where he says, "We are live," because I love that, and I can't wait to hear that on the White House lawn in
America
July
250.
for America 250. Oh, that UFC fight is gonna be amazing, and I hope that Ivan Raiklin is in there with false masculinity. Nick Fanone, because that would be a great,
That's amazing.
a great fight.
That would be amazing.
How about we just do it backyard brawl, like
with a barbecue and everything?
you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, but no gloves. Like in the 1800s.
Just tape it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like a duel?
Yes.
Oh, she
Not
went
a duel,
Alexander
but,
Hamilton on it.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to see it. Like,
Okay.
you guys have watched Bridgerton, right? I'm
No,
not calling
ma'am.
y'all out.
No,
I'm just
no,
saying.
ma'am.
You remember the fight that happened? Yes. I want it like that.
Okay.
Just like that.
All right.
Bare
All right.
knuckle. Let's go.
Allie said it.
My money's on Ivan.
Allie said it.
All
My
day.
money's on Ivan all day long, too. Welcome to Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. We're grateful that you joined us. Of course, we've got a lot of new viewers viewing us for the first time today. We're grateful to Talk Red for expanding our platform. Obviously, we are here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, live. We usually take it for about an hour, and then sometimes we'll go a little bit longer on our own personal platform. But if you're not already, you should follow us at Open Mic Ladies on all platforms. Also, whether they're tuning in, Allie, from X, Facebook, if you comment
we'll
throughout
read
the
it.
show, we'll be able to see it. We
read it.
like to say, please.
Even the crazy ones.
we
Slide into our comments, not our DMs, unless it's a story that you need to be told. Just
yes,
saying.
and we do tell those stories. So thank
we
you to
do.
those that have reached out to us. All right, let's go ahead and get started, Allie. So apparently the UN is going to be filing for bankruptcy. This is how much. This is how much your tax dollars have gone to fund things that are anti-you and I. Breaking, the UN has issued a letter. Maybe it was red. I don't know.
It probably was printed on red paper, just in case, and it had MAGA on the back.
To its 193 member states, warning that they face imminent financial collapse after Donald Trump said, "You're fired." And the globalists are panicking because I think you're finding, especially here in the United States, Allie, between the UN, everybody in Davos, the World Economic Forum, the WHO, and all the fraud that they're shutting down that have just been an extension of really the Democrat Party, plus the crackdown on deportations, the Democrat Party is seeing its base largely crumble. This is interesting. I bet they're squealing.
I bet they are, because we've largely funded them. So, I mean, we're the only country that gives the most amount of money to the UN. So
and they hate us. Let's be honest.
They hate us.
They endure us because we are the ones that pay the bills. But if you put a newer, shinier penny in front of them, they would leave you in a heartbeat.
I would make a correlation here, but I think I'm just going to not do that.
We can do that. We're done being the sugar daddy.
That part. It's kind of like, you know, the young girls that try to find the older guys because they don't really want to work and they don't want to put in the effort to, like, actually go do some work. They just want to be pampered and be pillow princesses and, you know, the passenger princess. And they want handbags and fancy dinners, but they don't want to do any of the work. And they expect all the money and all the fancy trips, but, like, they don't do anything. Like, that's the UN.
Yeah.
And we're no longer participating.
No.
Like, we have put the chaos and all that behind us, and we're like, absolutely not. We're not doing this anymore.
Absolutely.
And the UN is now crying because they have to go bankrupt. So good.
And so you have to think, Allie, when we talk about our deficit and the debt in this country, how much of it is really, I mean, you and I and our viewers here had to, through 2020, 2021, and even, you know, further into the Biden administration, we had to really trim the budget. I mean, families were sitting down and going, okay, we're no longer doing this. I guess, you know, there goes football, there goes dance classes. And our government just hasn't had to trim the waste like that. Enter in Elon Musk and the partnership with Doge. Hopefully Doge is coming to a state near you. I know it's here in Florida.
It's here in Florida, but it's called FAFO, Florida's Accountability for Financial Oversight.
So that's what it stands for.
And I absolutely love it. And they are making leaps and bounds in exposing waste, fraud, and abuse, which is at an astronomical amount just for state, local governments. It's absolutely crazy. So my tagline is, don't Minnesota my Florida. I know it's cold here in Florida, but do not Minnesota my Florida. Thank you very much. And we need to make sure that every state is holding their local governments accountable because they have banked on COVID funding that they used for DEI and social ideology expansion of the administration while saying that they're taking care of certain things like teacher pay and increase in like parks and you know what, police, and they're not doing it.
If everything's on the up and up, then a real quick comb through and audit and a deeper dive, it's something you should want. You want to show your constituents and the taxpayers that you are, when you say you're conservative, that means fiscally as well. So I think, you know, shining a little light in the darkness is a good thing. So Trump came out, and, you know, when he posts on Truth Social, it's usually a little edgier.
Yep.
And I love this clip because at first you can see a little bit of General Michael Flynn, who, if you don't know,
love it.
We love General Michael Flynn.
We're adopted into the family.
Yes, we are. He's been a mentor to both of us and has helped us really launch a lot of what we do. So we're grateful to him. But what is Trump saying behind the scenes in this video? I'll let you guys listen, then we'll talk about it.
Do you remember what it was like when the 2020 election was rigged and stolen? Do you remember all the bullshit stories people told you about how the fraudulent election would be overturned? Do you remember the symbols of tyranny when fences went up around D.C. for Joe Biden's inauguration? Do you remember watching fuel and food prices skyrocket in a matter of months? Do you remember watching our borders being invaded by a virtual army of unidentified criminals? Do you remember watching our nation get systematically destroyed for 4 years by the Joe Biden auto pen administration? Do you remember longing for the days of winning when we had Donald Trump in the White House? Do you remember thinking he was going to die when the bullet aimed at his brain only grazed his ear? Do you remember rejoicing after witnessing the miracle that saved his life? Do you remember celebrating the epic landslide victory in November of 2024? This is what you hoped for. This is what you prayed for. This is what you voted for. So why are you questioning every decision he makes now that he's back in office? God didn't save his life so he could make mistakes. He knows what he's doing. Maybe it's time to shut the fuck up and let him cook. This has been a public service announcement paid for by the Dilly Meme team.
STFU! Yes.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
But here's the thing. Listen, and this is one of the things that gets us in trouble sometimes, but whatever. You can't...
That's our middle name.
You're supposed, Trouble, Travis Tritt. You're supposed to be able to question your government, and largely that needs to happen whether it's Trump or whoever. But I do understand that. I don't know if it's because we're women or what, but very, very impatient. Like, I want what I want and I want it now.
Like Veruca? Yeah, don't play like y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Willy Wonka. Veruca, the blueberry, she like eats all the blueberries.
Kevin was like, I got it.
Like a spoiled little brat. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Ouch. That hit. Wow. I gotta go dry my tears. I'll be right back.
We are the daughter of the Most High.
Thank you, Lord, the Lord Jesus Christ. That's right. So
princess treatment all around.
It's hard to sit there and wait it out, but I like that little reminder. Let him cook, and we will, Mr. President.
But also, it shows that he has been paying attention this entire time
to all the grassroots,
to all the crap, and all the good. So
and he hears
knows. You. He knows what's going on, and he's listening to the base. You guys, those of you that are complaining, that are blackpilling, that are we're not going to win, we're not going to do this is blah 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 blah. Stop. STFU.
Because listen, you're gonna drudge up this apathy going into 2026. I'm not saying we don't have a right to say something.
Right.
I'm not saying we shouldn't call balls and strikes the way we see them.
Right.
But to blackpill as to say that somehow it's hopeless, or that Trump is just another whatever, that's not the messaging at all going forward. I think we can hold him accountable at the same time while letting him cook.
100%. I mean, would you interrupt your mother from making a good meal? Absolutely not. You better not, especially in a Hispanic. I don't even like the word Hispanic.
You don't even get to come in.
That panics me. Okay, I am Latina through and through. So don't you dare. Listen.
Don't you? Okay. In my house, there was not. When Mama's cooking, there's not. You get out of the kitchen.
Out the kitchen.
Out the kitchen.
Unless you're helping.
And she'll put you to work. So unless you want to be put to work, get out of the kitchen.
To work. But if not, you get in the spoon. Swapate. Listen, play with me.
That's why we turned out so well. Guys, you know who could use one of those spoons, one of those wooden spoons?
Chucky Schumer.
Chucky Schumer.
I'm going to send him a purple flip-flop.
Chocolate? You're gonna make a chocolate. Listen, he says the quiet part out loud. I love this. We've got one of these in our own county here in Sarasota on the school board. If you give them a microphone for long enough, they can't help but tell you what we know is the truth, which is why we have almost 11 million illegals here, because they would like to replace your vote with theirs. Their vote tied to all of the handouts that they're given. Listen to Chuck Schumer. It's going to make your stomach churn, but just listen.
Short of workers, we have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
Oh, my God.
Mira, listen. Nicki Minaj said this.
Yes. Okay. Whoever thought we would start our show with Nicki Minaj said.
I love this woman, and I cannot wait to meet her. She is on my meet list.
Yes.
To meet list. Which I've met almost everybody on my list.
Which I hope she has security after what she posted about Jay-Z.
I'm saying, whew. Oh, boy. If y'all have not taken a deep dive on that, please do, because that's wild. But she said something to the effect of the Democrat Party, the reason why they want the illegal aliens to vote for them is because they can no longer count on the black vote, because they've lied. They've lied and not held their promises. They've lied and not held true to their account, right?
Yeah.
The things that they have said that they were going to do. So now the black vote, we understand that, and we're like, no, we're not doing this. We're going to vote for the man who actually shows up and who has promises made, promises kept, right?
Yep.
And it's the same party that wanted to enslave and keep enslaved the black and brown population. But now it's a mental slavery. It's not clink, clink, like actual chains on your wrists and your feet. It's a chain around your mind.
It's a mental plantation.
Right.
Well, and Allie, we like to go back even to when they desegregated schools, and the Governor Wallace standing at the doorhouse of, okay, let's not all go Forrest Gump on here, but you remember that you know what I'm talking about when Governor Wallace was stopping African American students from going onto college campuses. He's a Democrat. Like, do we just forgot? Did Martin Luther King was a Republican? Like, do we not remember? And they're doing this in our schools too. Largely, they're selling really damaged goods sometimes in what they're teaching as far as history. We can learn all the good and bad and the ugly, but we're not even telling all of the good. We were the first nation to really say, you know what, that slavery thing, we're not doing it. Only to open our borders completely unabated down there at the southern border under Biden, and now create a new slavery, which is human trafficking.
Right. Well, I kind of want to put this out there too, because a lot of people don't understand this. So Democrats passed all of the immigration laws they now oppose. So here are a few of them, right?
Lord.
First one is immigration. Oh gosh, here it goes. Let's go back. Where'd it go? It's Immigration and Nationality Act, the INA, by McCarran-Walter Act, 1952. Democrat, House, Senate, and President. Immigration and Nationality Act amendments. And that was in 1965, Democrat, House, Senate, and President. Immigration Reform and Control Act, 1986, Democrat and Rhino-dominated Senate. And then you have Immigration Act, 1990, Democrat, House, and Senate, and Rhino President. And then you have Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act, and that was also 1996, Democrat, House, Senate, and President. So tell me again, who's the fascists?
Well, and tell me again why you're having such a hard time with deporting those that are illegal. You've been in office how long, Chucky? You could have changed the immigration law. All of you could. You never did, because you need
their vote.
Well, not only that, but you need a catastrophe. What is that the left's playbook? Saul Alinsky?
Yeah, Saul Alinsky.
You never let a tragedy go, without.
It's Saul Alinsky rules. It's
rules for radicals,
right? It's communist playbook. And it's so like the color revolution, and it's also a counterinsurgency. This isn't new. This is what we've done for years.
They don't
in
have
other nations,
ingenuity to bring up something
to
new.
CIA documents this happens.
And I want you guys to realize that there's a funding arm that goes to this too. And thank God for Representative Mike Lee. He's the only one who really, and Luna, but he's the only one who really talked about this yesterday, as they are going through with spending, and it's $7 billion with a B. $7 billion are earmarked to aid illegals, puberty blockers to kids, green policies, and DEI initiatives. All the things that we said in November of 2024 that we're done with. We are not messing around with this crap anymore. Well, the reason why he's saying that they do this, that they pass this legislation with these earmarks, is they go, listen, I, as a good person, have things earmarked for good things, and if we don't pass it, I don't get mine either. It needs to be a halt to everything. Take a listen to Representative Lee.
This amendment would strike the earmarks from this bill. In this bill package, there are about $7 billion in earmark spending. Now, a lot of people like to say, I don't like those other earmarks, but I like my own, so I'm going to vote for all of it so they can all stay in there. Remember, the Republican conference back in 2010 adopted an earmark moratorium. It was converted into a permanent earmark ban in 2019. That's still in effect. We shouldn't be ignoring it. What do these $7 billion do? Well, among other things, they do a lot, including a whole lot of them in spending on woke, wasteful, and unjustified spending. To recipients to fund housing and legal aid for illegal aliens, puberty blockers for kids, building EV charging stations, part of the Green New scam, subsidize California disaster rail system, fund infrastructure and renovation projects at wealthy Met Museum and the Michigan AFL-CIO, a dance festival in Massachusetts, DEI initiatives. Look, we don't need this. We don't want this. This is what's driving the train toward the $38.5 trillion debt that we're.
So there you have it, just a short list. And part of what's infuriating about this is that, again, we've seen this even with poorly worded legislation. Well, we're going to push it through even though it doesn't say everything that you want it to say, because it's a short victory. We'll get it in the door and then we'll change it later. And I guess there is something to be said about that type of mentality. But this is earmarking things that are against Trump's executive orders.
Exactly.
Against we're supposed to codify into law. Maybe this is why we don't. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't understand what the holdup is. Every single Republican rode President Trump's coattails into the office that they currently sit in right now. And the fact that they are stonewalling is completely egregious to me. When you refuse to cooperate and you choose not to codify, it becomes obstruction.
Well, Allie, and
that's not leadership.
It's not leadership, absolutely. And what I know, we have a lot of new followers, new guests today. What you need to understand is that Allie and I, part of what makes our show different is that as we're telling you these things that I'm sure get your blood boiling, we also tell you that there is a part that you play in righting this ship. So if you have a second after the show, make sure you go to Open Mic Ladies, MIC, openmicladies.com. Reach out to us if you'd like some more information on how you can get involved. Also go to thehollowalliance.com, thehollowalliance.com. That is our C4 arm, where we do calls to actions to get you guys to make sure that you're moving the needle, as Allie likes to say.
Right.
Allie, that brings me to Anna Paulina Luna, representative from right here in the state of Florida.
I love her so much. I can't wait to see her. I'm going to give her the biggest hug ever. I'm giving her
some
lip. I was
going to say, bring us cigars.
And some lipstick. Open mic pink lipstick.
We got it coming. It's coming.
I'm so serious.
Open mic
this
makeup.
woman understands proper roles and responsibilities of the seat in which she has the privilege to sit in. She understands that it is a privilege to serve the people. But what is most important is that she has ears to the ground. She's paying attention to what the populace is saying. And we have a republic only if we can keep it. And that requires us to take a responsibility in our own governance, an active role in our own governance. So don't just listen to what we're saying. Don't just go and post on social media. Have these conversations at the kitchen table. Have these conversations with your neighbors. Have these conversations and wear a T-shirt. Wear something.
School pickup line.
Something.
You'll be the favorite.
Groceries, anywhere. Parking lot. Be bold. Be loud.
Bold. Absolutely. Don't ever go muted again. So Anna Paulina Luna says this. She says that GOP leadership GOP leadership is trying to shut down the SAVE Act, which is also the Save America Act, from being attached to a rule that would force the Senate to vote to secure our elections. She says, to be clear, they're trying to change how legislation is passed because they know that this legislation, as is, would fail. So they are going to open it up for all Democrats. They need 2/3 of the House for it to pass. She said she's a hard no and will never vote for this. I'm not voting for any of these appropriations unless the SAVE Act is included. Again, what is the SAVE Act? Just asking for voter ID, your picture ID, as well as citizenship to be confirmed before you vote. Just, that funny thing that's in the Constitution. She said the act will fail in the Senate if it's not attached to an appropriations bill. So appropriations, how they're spending.
Yes.
Because that is really what they're worried about in Congress, is being able to fund things. So she's saying unless you attach something that is so basic to our republic here, like securing our elections, unless you tie that to an appropriations bill where they're handing out money, it's not going to pass. So she's doubling down on this.
She is.
Good girl.
And she has Republicans in the House that are willing to stand behind her and say, we agree. Yes, we're not going to do this.
So Sue Hampton, we love to check in on social media, on X. She posts, Trump would have already saved this country if the congressional Republicans had a spine.
That part. I'm going to send everybody Trump.
And we wonder why they don't let us in the parties.
I'm sending every single week limp wrist.
We'll get like a spine.
Spaghetti noodle. Look, if you've never watched this show before,
get ready.
The reason why I call them spaghetti Republicans is because you know how when you take spaghetti out of the package, it's nice and stiff, right? But the moment you put it in boiling water, it goes limp. That's our Republican.
Not all.
Not all of them.
But the ones that aren't, we tell
spaghetti.
We tell like Anna Paulina Luna, others that are really great.
My Valentine's gift to everyone that is like that. I'm going to send them Trump golf balls. Maybe they can find some.
They can find some. Well, and somebody that's going to need an even bigger pair, he's going to, because New Yorkers are not taking this. I want you guys to take a look at this small clip of what Mandami's...
tech over here dying. I can't.
Love you. Take a look at the small clip of what Mandami's New York City. Oh. This is socialism for you, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look. Mira.
Oh. I grew up in the tri-state area, so I was very close. I lived in New Jersey, but I was always in New York because I had family in New York City.
Yeah.
I'm literally telling you, I was always in New York City. That was like my stomping grounds. And I cannot, with the way Mandani has completely destroyed New York, breaks my heart.
Well, he's getting an earful. So this was his own followers realizing that socialism isn't what they think. Take a listen to what he got outside of his residence. Take a look.
right, we know about your mom. Now listen, we was with you, Zora. We voted for you, Zora. We advocated for you, Zora. We advocated for you. You ain't getting up and get up in there and lie to us. You lied, Zora. Shame, Zora.
Shame.
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 What is this, a Game of Thrones episode?
Shame.
You can bring it back, David.
Where's the bell? Where's the bell? Shame. Shame.
May the odds forever
Seriously,
be in your favor.
This is crazy. So if you guys don't understand why they're saying we know about your mom, maybe you should check the new drop of the Epstein files. There's more like 3 million pages that keep beatless like every other day. And it's a lot.
Is it real?
Yes, it's all real.
Is it real, guys?
It's all real. It's crazy.
Get you a conspiracy theorist friend so you can understand the next couple years.
But this isn't stuff. This is stuff that like the normies, I call, that don't even breathe, live like politics like we do. A lot of us have already known about this, and we're just like, I knew about this 10 years ago.
Let's drink to
Some
that.
people have known about this maybe 20 years ago. But now everyone else is finding out about it because of the new disclosure, and they're freaking out.
Epstein and
Nicki Minaj
Mandami's
is like,
mom.
she is confirming a lot of it too.
Jeffrey Epstein and Mandami's
Pray for her.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so real quick, I know we don't have it here today, but Nicki Minaj posted a picture of Jay-Z with some young people and was like, do you know that these people have satanic rituals? And just like all the things that we've been saying through Pizzagate, through all the things, and I was like, somebody get Nicki some security.
Yes,
please.
a lot of people don't realize that Jay-Z at 26 looked very too friendly with Aaliyah, an R&B artist.
Well, and we know R. Kelly too,
who was 15 at the time, and then 27, he's in a photo with Beyonce while she's 16. So God only knows, and they all went to Diddy parties. So, and we already know what happens at Diddy parties.
I can't.
Thanks to 50 Cent.
You know what I had to take out of my pantry in my bathroom because of Diddy?
Oil?
Yes, baby oil. Because even though that's good for like the skin during the summer months, I was like, I can't.
It's not. Use coconut oil.
Oh, coconut oil.
Coconut oil is better, baby oil.
I remember the days when the baby
Vaseline.
oil was what we used to tan.
Yeah. Well,
Talk about bacon.
It's oil. It's like literally, it's like, it's yeah.
Anyway, he ruined baby oil. You can't get, I mean, if God forbid you have a newborn, you're like, I'm not using Diddy oil.
Dirty caca.
Well, so Allie and I, about a year and a half ago, we broadcast live from with the Trump doesn't own it. The Army-Navy game.
Yes.
And you chose Army because she is a veteran, Army veteran. And so I chose Navy, which obviously won. And who doesn't love a good Navy uniform? Just saying.
Okay,
Officer and a gentleman. Officer and a gentleman. Just saying. And Kevin's former Navy.
I know, but the Marine dress uniform is better. I'm just saying.
I'm tag team over here.
He just put up a photo of Diddy braiding Maduro's hair in jail. I love it. It's funny. Oh, so funny.
Oh, Lord.
So funny. I love our team.
So there were some Army cadets outside of Mar-a-Lago as Trump exited, and I think they're trying to say, they said, go Army, and he almost said, beat Navy, I think. But he said he realized he couldn't. Take a look at Trump.
Go Army, here we go.
Army beat Navy. Well, I can't. I look.
What can you say? What can you say? Go Army.
Go Army. Go Army.
He was like,
oh,
I can't, but I can't say that. I can't say that.
That's a great Trump impersonation. Oh my gosh. Okay, so can we do a little rewind, because I know you guys are aware that Biden had like a little Tykes office, White House office for him, like, you know, where it's like not really real, that he could go play in. And he largely didn't run the country, right? It was the auto pen. And we know Ed Martin, who's in charge of the DOJ of all the auto pen scandals, much more coming out about that. But this video I came across this morning, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever heard Speaker Mike Johnson talk about his encounter with Joe Biden at that time, President Biden, and him largely not knowing what he was signing into law. And even Speaker Mike Johnson was like, this is alarming. Take a look.
The president reaches over, grabs my arm, and he says, the speaker and I just need a couple minutes together. Would y'all just leave us alone? So everybody leaves. He and I are standing awkwardly in the middle of the Oval Office. And I said, Mr. President, thanks for the moment. I got some big national security things I need to talk to you about. But first, can I ask you a question? Sir, why did you pause LNG exports to Europe? Liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. And he looks at me stunned. He said, I didn't do that. And I said, yes, you did. It was an executive order, like, 3 weeks ago. He goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. I said, what I did is I signed this thing we're going to conduct a study on the effects of LNG. I said, no, you're not, sir. You paused it. I know. I have the export terminals in my state. I talked to those people this morning. This is doing massive damage to our economy, national security. It occurred to me, Barry, he was not lying to me. He genuinely did not know what he had signed.
How do you have a president who genuinely does not know what he's signing?
Well, it's the playbook of Barack Obama. What did he say towards the end of his second term? He said, honestly, what I would love to do is be like in a basement somewhere with like a little earpiece and be calling the shots to somebody that's like Weekend at Bernie's kind of, and so enter Joe Biden.
Yep.
Enter Joe Biden. And I believe in a lot of sense, Jill Biden, Hunter Biden, the whole Biden family, they didn't look out for Joe Biden. He should have been retired on a beach somewhere.
100%.
But, that's part of the family. And I think that we're going to need that perspective going into the rest of 2026.
Yep.
So, Allie, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Why don't you let our viewers know how they can support Open Mic and a really good patriotic
You can
company.
support Open Mic and Liberty Cigars by going to libertycigars.com using promo code Open Mic for 10% off your order. Guys, these are cigars with a history lesson. They are handmade. The boxes are handmade. The profiles are picked perfectly to match the inspiration of our founding fathers and of leaders within our nation. So go check it out.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OpenMic for 10% off your order.
Are you keeping your metaphorical red hat on? Because it's not just MAGA, it's actually taking us back to our founding in 1776, and it is historical. I think history is going to have us on the right side of this, Allie. Welcome to Open Mic with Allie and Michelle on our new, I guess it's our brother platform, if you want to call it that, Talk Red. We're so grateful for this expanded platform. You pray, Lord, increase our tents, enlarge our tents, and then largely he does. If you're not familiar with our show, make sure that you guys follow us on all social media, at Real Allie Leger, at Michelle Posey, and at Open Mic Ladies on all platforms. You can also go to openmicladies.com to learn more about us. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, and a lot really, you're very engaged throughout social media too. You can comment, whatever streaming platform other than Spotify that you're watching us on, you can comment. We do monitor that during our show. Okay, we largely started out as a couple of moms, and what does a mom do when she's had enough? Well, schools all around the nation that take your tax dollars, I'm talking about public schools, have largely been advocating for these ICE walkouts. I know of a couple here in our county even where teachers were pushing the kids out to want to go out.
It's happening all over the country, and it's happening in the free state of Florida.
It absolutely is. But one mom did what I think all moms should do. She showed up. She'd had enough. Take a look.
This is my daughter's middle school. Being allowed to protest ICE agents, disrupting traffic, having everyone honk. I'm pulling my child from school today.
We can bring it back, David.
She said, I am pulling my child from school today. Not tomorrow. Not 3 weeks from now. Today.
Do you know what it takes for a family to rework their schedules? Because I know during our mask mandate here, parents were scrambling. I mean, because largely it's child. Why do I keep saying largely? I need to find a new word. They're
grandiose.
You don't want to be in our head. It's really chaotic. That's what people were doing here during COVID too, is they were trying to scramble. Grandma helping, aunties helping, because this is where your children are all day long. So for this mom to say, "I'm done, I've had it." Do you have an area? Are you in a state that does school choice? A lot of people will say, "Well, why are all the kids leaving public school?" Well, you just heard it right here from this mom, and I think this reminds me of a video during the Black Lives Matter protests of George Floyd, the mom who saw on social media her son out there. She did. And she came up,
I would have done the same thing. Look, don't play with me. I taught you better than that. Why are you out here acting a fool? And she grabbed him by his collar and was like, absolutely not, we're going home. And that's what you need to do. That's why. I'm so proud of this mama.
Yes, we're proud of you, mama. Absolutely. Well, they're getting, so they don't have the best people to look up to, because then you've got people like Maxine Waters. They are part of inciting this rhetoric. Obviously, you've seen Tampon Tim, the governor of Minnesota, who's advocating for these types of riots. You've got even local school board officials that are advocating it. Maxine Waters doesn't even live in her district out there in California. The only time she goes is to make this kind of statement and try to dial up the rhetoric. Take a look. She does not look well, by the way.
What is he going to do? Come on, ice out of LA. 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 Ice out of LA.
We can bring it back.
She old enough to be around when civil rights was a problem. Where was this energy when black kids were trying to go to school? I don't see videos of her anywhere. I don't see nothing.
Well, she does
what
not.
What is like, seriously, this is ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
It is.
Imagine if Anna Paulina Luna, or, I don't know, Senator Mike Lee, or Matt Gaetz, or, I don't know, any other Republican that was out at a J6 rally who was talking about count our votes right, or Trump didn't win. Like, Lord Jesus.
She was born when Jesus was a child.
1938.
No, I'm not saying that to be, like, rude. I'm just saying she...
No, but I'm saying, like, this would have been... They would have tried to censure any Republican that was doing this. I think our tech, like, just fell because he was, like, laughing.
And so I should have sent the warning label to put your coffee down when open mic ladies are on, because it's just, like, you never know.
No, but seriously, like, this is ridiculous.
It's redonkulous. And it gets worse. You know, Long Beach, the home to Bloods and Crips, and a lot of other shenanigans. But you've got here the mayor of Long Beach, I guess for the first time, wants to unite gangs, not to help clean up their community, not to help stop drug use or
black on black violence.
No, listen to the mayor of Long Beach.
My name is Rogelio Martinez. I am calling all 55 gangs in my beautiful city. I expect a gang leader from every gang, all 55 gangs, and I'm not going to name them by name, but I'm calling the Latino gangs. I'm calling the Cambodian gangs.
Okay, we'll bring it back.
I'm calling the Filipino gangs.
He's saying to come meet him to plan attacks on ICE. I'm not going to list all of the thugs out there because you don't get our airtime.
Is he for real?
I mean, maybe he looks like he's got John Fetterman's just code there. I don't know what he showed up to work in a hoodie.
Can we do that? He's a criminal. He can wear whatever he wants. He's a criminal. He probably gets SNAP benefits.
Well, listen,
while he's driving around in a freaking Ferrari. From all his gang-affiliated activities.
His blue city is extremely, extremely soft on crime, as soft as those spaghetti noodles that you were talking about. But yet now he's going to get gangs together to maybe, like, I don't know, stop the gang violence? No. But this is exactly what's taking place now in Los Angeles. You have people like the mayor of Long Beach and Maxine Waters. You have them to thank, again, for the attempted burning and destruction of Los Angeles. Take a look.
videos of these rioters actually ganging up on, they isolate, so this is why I say it's a counterinsurgency.
Go, girl.
Because they isolate, they'll cause a distraction, and then they'll isolate one officer, and then they'll surround that officer and beat the living crap out of that officer with all things. I saw one guy with a hammer beating an officer as he's trying to get away. But it's ICE. ICE is doing that. ICE is doing that to the rioters. ICE, if ICE wasn't in our state, we wouldn't be doing this. If ICE wasn't in our city, we wouldn't be doing this. No. If you didn't allow your leaders to have illegal criminal aliens in your city who are raping children, who are raping your women, who are stealing from you as taxpayers, they wouldn't have to be there.
Absolutely. And this was part of when we talked about, Allie and I were at the Trump headquarters on election night, watched the results come in, largely because of social media. We knew long before.
Long before. Even Fox was late calling it.
Come on, Fox. Get on it. But we knew as soon as we had that celebration and we toasted.
Yep, we were like, oh.
We were like, this is now, we didn't, all the work didn't just come to an end and now we can like take 2 weeks off. This is when the work starts, because we knew this was going to be a way that they're going to try to divide the nation. So the LAPD, it says here, has begun firing crowd control munitions into the mobs of rioters. They're still refusing to leave. This was last night. Say a prayer today for not only your local police officer and first responder, but for the LAPD. They seem to be one place that the left likes to centralize, to burn. And what's sad about this, Allie, is that most of the time in your downtown areas, inner city areas of Los Angeles, they are minority-owned businesses. And people that have come here legally for the American dream, and now you're going to torch their businesses and smash their windows. This is how you know they're on the side of wrong.
And if you want to know how you could support your local law enforcement, please direct message me. I can help you get set up with what you need in order for you to do that. I'll help encourage you. I might even be able to come join you.
And get boots on the ground. We know people that have boots on the ground.
We need to send them letters. We need to send them care packages. We need to show our support loudly and boldly for our law enforcement, because without our law enforcement, do we really have safe communities?
No. And I'll give you a perfect example. Just in our local area here in Southwest Florida, I'm running for school board, and I had an event on Sunday, and we even had to have security there because, I mean, for a school board, yes. Because they know no bounds. But Allie and I, we got a lot of hate on social media because we went into the Tampa area.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell them what we did,
to support our local DHS office, Department of Homeland Security. We brought them Chick-fil-A.
We brought the Lord's chicken.
We did. And it's so funny because people that don't do this were like, oh, why'd you bring them Chick-fil-A? Here's the list of all the chemicals. Yeah, I get it, but it was a show of support. I'm not going to bring them McDonald's. Good Lord, did you offer any money to help put that together? No, mind your business. Anyway, but we did. We got called all kinds of things. Someone called me a coon. I was like, oh, raccoons are cute. But watch out, because they're rabid.
When you get to a certain point in your life as a woman,
was that supposed to hurt my feelings?
You don't, like, it doesn't hurt. Sorry, it doesn't hurt. But
try harder. I was called white supremacist and blackface, y'all. Like, I don't care. Because we're supporting law enforcement?
We have to let our viewers know a little bit of the backstory, because I know we said we both ran for office, largely not a favorite of establishment Republicans, but you, tell the story about how you got involved, and she ran for school board. Who endorsed you?
I was going to say President Trump, but that is not true. It was
strike that from the record.
It was Governor Ron DeSantis. I was the first school board candidate to be endorsed by him, and got that situation, his endorsement process rolling,
which changed the 2022 election.
It changed the 2022 election for sure. Well, I didn't win. I scared the living.
She lives in a very blue district. Very blue.
It was at one time. But now we boast how red we've gotten with registration. And I'm like, registration doesn't vote. You have to actually engage your voters in order for them to vote.
Amen.
But I earned 85,000 votes, and 15,000 of those were Democrat and Independent. So I know how to talk to people about the issues and connect it to your kitchen table. You're not going to come to me and talk about how my hair looks whatever and what I wear and what I dress.
And shoes.
And my lipstick is too bold, and you're a bootlicker, and you're an Uncle Tom. First of all, I'm a female, so that sounds retarded. And second, they're like, oh, you're a white supremacist. I was like, oh, great, now you're also blind. And so, can we talk about how our kids can't can't read and write proficiently at 40% of them, but they're graduating at 90% rate. How about we talk about that?
So we get it, ladies and gentlemen. We're out here doing the work too. Absolutely. So somebody that sounds
going because I don't even care.
Somebody that sounds. Have you ever heard the thing? You know, when you're dished out lemons, make lemonade. Well, lemonade is very sour.
As long as it's not Don Lemon, that would be gross.
Don Lemon sounds sour. He sounds very, very sour. As you know, he was a part of the ambush going into that Minneapolis church.
Yeah.
They're using the FACE Act to be able to charge him. So he was arrested. People thought, I think he thought, I'm just here as independent journalism like Nick Sorter. Isn't it funny how he tried so hard? I guess that's the biggest form of flattery, is when somebody mimics you.
Yep.
But the problem is there's behind-the-scenes footage of Don Lemon before they ambushed, and he's a part of it. He's very clearly a part of it. So he got arrested. I want you to just take a listen to him. This is him on, I don't know, some kind of, like he's trying to do open mic. I don't know what it is. But listen to what he says. His feelings are hurt.
I have so many thoughts, and what this did was really open my eyes to a lot. So if you think that I was outspoken before this, just wait. Just wait. So I know that there are people who think like, oh, do this and, that I'm going to be locked up or whatever. I ain't worried about that.
He said,
You heard the truth and the truth shall make you free. I ain't even worried about that. Like not. Don't even think about it. So whatever happens, I always think that something good is always going to happen.
We could bring it
and
back,
something usually good always happens if you have that
got
mindset. Thank you very much.
That Obama voice that's like, oh, wait, put your feet up. It's getting thick.
First of all, why wait? You have the microphone in front of you.
Yeah.
Just say what you got to say,
This is our weapon of choice right here. The microphone. Well, I think the record needs to be set
I got
straight.
a Glock in my pocket.
So. The one time.
That's my weapon of choice.
The one time that Attorney General Pam Bondi, I think she came out with a press junket of all the things. She's going to tell the story of what really took place, Don Lemon, and why you shouldn't really be emboldened. You should kind of be a little ashamed. Take a listen to Pam Bondi.
As the minister starts preaching, Pastor Parnell is wonderful, the nicest man. He was shocked. They all come in, they were caravanning there, cars bumper to bumper, all of them, the 9 we indicted, all caravanning together. They storm in that church from all directions, start screaming, chants in unison, horrible chants. One man screams, "This ain't the house of God, this is the house of the devil." A little girl later recounted that she thought her mom and dad were going to be killed. Parents were blocked from getting upstairs to get their children out of Sunday school. Some of the lucky women ran out the side door, falling on the ice, legs up in the air. One woman hurt her arm so badly she had to go to the hospital. Parishioners were blocked from exiting the church. Don Lemon, on video, blocked one of them, screaming, yelling at the pastor. That's illegal in this country. When we say God bless America, we mean it. We're going to protect America. And if you do that in any house of worship in this country, we're going to find you, we're going to indict you, and I'm going to prosecute you.
And for the people who out there say,
that makes me so sick, because we have seen church after church get assaulted. People have died. Children have died because of crazy left-wing radicalists that have gone in with weapons and shot up the entire church.
Listen, what about the mass shooters at these schools that we've now realized they're from the transgender community? And it's sad, because what do you think? Do you ever listen to what all of those medications that you're taking, the side effects? How many of those are mental side effects?
Yeah, SSRIs.
It's crazy, but this is
brainwashing.
The good news is there is a big victory. Trump won. A federal judge has just refused to block President Trump from a surge of DHS agents into the state of Minnesota. Take a look. Obviously, this is like the head of the Border Patrol. Take a look.
Hey, put that! Get out of the way. Get out of the road. Out of the road now.
We can bring it back. We can bring it back.
Hey,
you should walk into your local school board.
I wish I could tap this screen. Hey, Nick Fanone, if you want an example of what true masculinity looks like, look at Bavino. That is a man who stands in authority and knows how to be a true man. Just in case you were wondering.
Just in case you're wondering. And I'm sure he's giving lessons. You're not
going to come at women and say some off the wall crazy things and expect a woman not to bite back. I dare you. I dare you.
Oh no, that's yes.
I got Ivan. Ivan's like, no, Allie.
Ivan's
no,
like, Allie, we can't afford both of us.
And it's so funny because it's all my military friends. Like when Chad Caton was down, and you can follow him at I'm Fired Up 2, I believe, because his account keeps getting he kept getting his account deleted.
We love you, Chad.
We love you, Elon. So thank you for keeping Chad Caton on X. But he was down, boots on ground in a lot of these cities that were being run by Democrat Tifa, and so I'm there and I'm texting him like, bro, you need me to come help you? Like, okay.
He's like, Allie, pipe down.
No, ma'am. It is too dangerous. I'll be too worried about you. Go sit down somewhere. Like, okay.
Fine. Okay, but my military background says otherwise.
Well, you need. I mean, I'm a great sniper. I'll be on the roof and just check it out. Look, I got the glasses. Okay.
You think it's easy. You think it's easy. Florida is continuing to lead the way. One of our great women that we look up to, Laura Loomer. We love you. You've been right, not so far right, but right so far. The Florida Highway Patrol Executive Director Dave Kerner, so this is right here in Florida, just announced that starting on the 6th, driver's license exams here in the state of Florida will be administered in English only. This is pretty interesting because as we've seen across the nation, we've had a lot of these CDL drivers that have maybe in your state too, here in Florida, I know it's happened, have caused massive catastrophic accidents on the roadways, and then you come to find out that they weren't even proficient in English. They couldn't even they couldn't even pass the test to know what signs meant what. This is the problem with this. Although I love Florida doing this, the problem has really never been Florida-based driver's licenses. It's always been coming out of like Washington State, California, places like that, and they're driving coast to coast, so they're coming through your state. I don't anticipate states like California are going to jump on board with this, but Florida is leading the way, so if you'd like to get this same type of push in your area, just copy and paste what Florida is doing. Great job, state of Florida. This is why we love living here. Although,
I do want to say that we had some comments by Laura Hartman. We love you. She's at I am Laura Hartman, and she goes, "Oof, Max doesn't look well. Did she take the COVID-19 shot?" She sounds vaccinated.
We say that at school board meetings. You sound vaccinated.
You sound vaccinated.
Bless your heart. Oh. Well, we like to, and thank you, Laura. We love you so much.
We love you. Thank you, girl.
Make sure you guys chime in. Before we go, first we just want to say thank you to Talk Red for expanding our platform. We're so excited with where this is going. But we try to leave with something funny. And obviously, even though it's not funny, the storm that's gone through and blanketed a lot of the United States, people like Jon Rich, who we're connected with. We love you, Big and Rich. But he put together this little jingle. A little song called, it's dedicated to Al Gore.
It's so good.
It's called Global Warming.
We need to send this to Tom Lapley.
Let's take a listen. I'm so serious, we gotta send this to Tom.
20 years ago, a rich fat man from Tennessee told the world the ice caps would all melt into the sea. Gasoline and diesel would be the end of you and me. Now the fat man burns $100 bills, laughing while we freeze. Hell, Gore, are you still sure the planet's burning up? 'Cause everywhere I go, it's awfully cold and the pipes are freezing shut. And in my house, when I lay down, I can almost see my breath. Yeah, global warming is freezing us to death.
You can bring it back, David. To see the rest of that, make sure you follow at Jon Rich on social media. He's hilarious.
But you know what? He's not lying, though, because Nashville, Tennessee, and the lack of leadership there has largely failed.
Largely. Now she's saying it.
I did.
We're gonna get T-shirts made that say largely.
Largely
no, we
failed.
probably shouldn't do that.
Maybe not. Whatever. It'll be hilarious. But they failed their constituents because there's a lot of people without power, and they are dealing with a cold that just doesn't seem normal to them.
Conservative Ant, one of the influencers that we're good friends with, he brought some attention to it. He said, listen, they're not...
and Blake Reynolds from We the Studios of Raising Reynolds.
Yes, he said, tree limbs are, they're frozen and they're heavy, and so they're falling on these branches. Now, in certain areas of the country... They trim back the trees to prepare for something like this, but I almost said it again, largely. Nashville, not ready for something like this. Big league.
We're just going to say big league from now on.
Oh, gosh. Guys, that's it for Open Mic, ladies, today. Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. We're so glad you joined us, but listen, we got a date. Tomorrow, same time, same place. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Did you like what you hear today? Make sure you chime in below. Give us a comment.
Share, subscribe. Tell your friends. We love y'all.
Bye.
Stay spicy.
What do you do when the gas is high? Inflation's up in the sky.